Welcome back, America. I'm Hugh Hewitt. Wherever you are, no matter where you live, I want you to write down ZFORAZ.com. The website Z4AZ.com, because ZFORAZ.com is the site of Dr. Zuhdi Jasser, who joins us now. Good to see you, Doctor. I have not seen you in a long time. And when my buddy Steve Twist told me you were running for Congress, I said, let's get him on the air. When did you decide to make this jump?
Well, my family and I decided earlier last year in the summer, and it was sort of a culmination of everything I've been doing, as you know, for over 20 years, not only as a naval officer, but after 9/11, built a number of coalitions against radical Islam, against the ideology, treating the disease, not just the symptoms of terrorism. And then after the pandemic, as a small business owner, primary care provider that worked every day through the pandemic and saw my profession weaponized by the government to shut down businesses and shut down free speech and do things that I thought would only happen from the country my parents escaped in Syria. My wife and my kids, who are now 22, 19, and 15, said, we have to again go towards the fire, again try to leave a legacy for this country that we love, that is a generation away from being lost, as Reagan said. And I think I have a unique contribution to make. And this election is going to be one in which I believe there's going to be a significant red wave. And the district I'm in, District 4, is a split district with R plus 0.5. Has been won by Republicans before, but I think with a strong candidate, I can defeat Greg Stanton, who's really been an empty suit and just a rubber stamp for Biden.
Dr. Jasser is going to win in Arizona 4. He's going to be the Republican nominee, but he's going to need a lot of money because Dems are going to try and defend that seat because AZ4. Well, why don't you tell us, Dr. Z, and remember, Z4AZ, ZFORAZ.com, where is Arizona 4? Who's voting in Arizona 4?
Yep, it's all in Maricopa County. It is entirely Tempe, most of Mesa, some of Chandler, some of a little bit of Ahwatukee, Phoenix. And, Greg Stanton has been resting on his laurels in this district. It is predominantly independents, but has more Republicans registered than Democrats. So it's basically a third with, I think, around 37% independents. So this is a district that's been won by good, strong Republican candidates in the past, including, and by the way, it was redistricted. So it's the old Kristen Sinema district, which was predominantly Democrat, but then in 2020 was redistricted. And if you look at the polling after elections, Governor Ducey won it by 5 or 6 points. Kimberly Yee, Republican candidate, Secretary of State, won it. So this can be won, and Stanton will be defeated.
I believe if Dr. Jasser gets enough money, and we're going to talk about that now, he will win this. It will be a flip. It'll be a pickup, and we need it given what's going on in Wisconsin. So, Dr. Jasser, how much money do you have to raise?
Yeah, in the primary, we have to raise at least $1.25 million, and then after that, once we win the primary, listen, there's some good candidates in the primary, but really the only significant candidate lost last time by 12 points to stand in a district that he should have won. So ultimately, I think I bring not only my first-time candidacy, but I've been able to build coalitions where I've been able to hold on to my strong conservative values, served on the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom, proved that I believe and want to defend strong small businesses, free markets, free speech. I was fighting against wokeism long before people knew what that was, as you know, testifying to Congress against the Islamist groups and the alphabet soup of various Islamist regimes around the world. So ultimately, it's going to take at least $1 to $1.5 million in the primary, and then after that, it'll be a significant investment in the general to defeat Stanton.
Dr. Jasser, how long were you in the military for? Because I know you're a naval officer. Just tell people what you did.
I was in 11 years, was on a Navy scholarship, grew up in Wisconsin, and served in Operation Restore Hope, running the medical department on the USS El Paso in the early 90s. Was chief resident at Bethesda Naval Hospital, physician to Congress for 3 years at the attending physician's office in Washington, taking care of the members of Congress and the Supreme Court. And then after that, have been in private practice here in Phoenix, joined my dad, and again served by trying to defeat the ideology of radical Islam for over 20 years at the American Islamic Forum for Democracy.
Dr. Jasser is the guy. He'll be Congressman Jasser at this time next year. He might be our freshman of the year like Juan Siscomani is our freshman of the year this year. He comes on every 2 weeks. But I'm sure the party's going to get behind you, Doctor. But 1.5 for the primary, and then how much for the general? Because when does Arizona primary occur?
Our primary is pretty late. It's August 6th, and then we'll only have, obviously, a few months for the general. So then the general will need probably 3 or 4 million. And, listen, if people are looking for an antidote to the Hamas caucus, I can provide that. If people are looking for rebranding of our conservative values, somebody that came from diversity but believes in legal immigration, whose parents got asylum here, came here legally, and yet can stand for significant conservative values, including pro-Second Amendment, pro-life, and a believer. I've worked against Obamacare long before unsuccessfully, but obviously I was one of the strong insurgents within the medical community against Obamacare and believe that it is really out of control.
Dr. Jasser will be the Republican nominee. He will be a congressman from Arizona, and you should be part of the effort to help him. ZFORAZ. Z for Arizona is ZFORAZ.com. Thank you, Dr. Jasser. We'll keep bringing him back between now and August. Boy, I hate August primaries. I really do. It doesn't give us enough time to raise money around great nominees like Dr. Jasser will be, but we'll do our best. And I'll